The blood on your hands. A final warning to the American soldier. You wear the uniform believing you serve freedom, believing you are defending human rights. That is the story you were told since you were young. But I ask you today, whose freedom are you truly fighting for? Whose rights are you protecting? You have been sent across oceans, into deserts, jungles, and villages, not to liberate, but to dominate. You were told it was for peace. Yet everywhere your boots land, the soil becomes stained with blood. Innocent men executed, women violated, children shattered by bombs they never saw coming. Entire generations left broken not because they attacked you, but because they lived in a land your government decided to control. They told you this was about humanitarian duty. But tell me, what humanity is there in dropping fire from the sky on sleeping families? What freedom is there in handcuffing fathers in front of their children? What justice is there in kicking down doors at midnight, holding a rifle to a grandmother's head? Your crimes have gone far beyond the battlefield. You have poisoned lands with chemicals that will cripple generations unborn. You have destroyed mosques and schools, burning down the places that gave people faith and hope. You have looted homes, mocked the dead, tortured prisoners, and laughed while doing it. You have cut off water, starved towns, and blockaded medicine, turning war into slow, lingering death for those who survived your bullets. From Iraq to Afghanistan, from Libya to Vietnam, from Yemen to Somalia, Sudan, and beyond, you have marched through countries that were not yours, leaving them in ruin. You have turned entire African villages into ghost towns, wiped out wedding parties in Yemen, and bombed markets where mothers sold fruit to feed their children. You have shattered communities and nations most Americans couldn't even point to on a map, yet you claim you did it in the name of protecting America. And then after all of this, you have the arrogance to return home to your own safe streets, to your own wives and children, smiling at them as if you hadn't just killed someone else's child who looked just like your own, or ended the life of a wife whose husband will never again walk through the door. You sit at family dinners, kiss your kids goodnight, and post pictures of your happy life pretending you haven't torn someone else's life apart forever. And when the nightmares come, when your mind starts to crumble, you ask for the world's sympathy. You say you have PTSD, that war broke you. But who will weep for the children you blew to pieces? Who will care for the widows left in rubble? Who will heal the parents who buried their sons because of you? You want comfort while they are left with ashes. You should feel the shame of what you have done. Shame for treating people who never wronged you as if their lives were worthless. Shame for entering their homes like thieves, terrorizing their streets like gangs, and shattering their communities like conquerors. Shame for destroying the dignity of people who only wanted to live in peace. These were farmers, shopkeepers, teachers, mothers, human beings with dreams, laughter, and love, yet you treated them as if their existence was beneath yours. That shame will follow you long after your uniform is gone. And yes, some among you have committed crimes far darker than orders required rapes, desecrations, humiliation of the dead, crimes that can never be erased. But even those who never pulled the trigger on a civilian carry a burden, the burden of silence, the burden of obeying a machine that thrives on the destruction of the weak. You have been used as tools by a system that worships power, wealth, and control, not God. They wrap their wars in a flag, and they drape their lies in the words freedom and democracy. But look back at the countries you invaded: Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Vietnam, Yemen, Somalia, Sudan, and so many others. Are they free today? Are they better? Or are they just graves and ruins with widows crying for sons who will never return? You owe it to yourself and to your soul to see through the deception. You owe it to God to seek forgiveness, to turn away from this machinery of death, before the day comes when you will stand in front of Him and answer for every life taken, every tear caused, every act of violence you allowed. The world doesn't need more soldiers obeying unjust orders. It needs soldiers who have the courage to say no when the orders are wrong. It needs men and women who will lay down their weapons rather than kill for profit. If you truly believe in freedom, then start by freeing yourself from the chains of lies that bound you. Stop being the hand that strikes the innocent. Start being the voice that speaks for them. History is already being written. Decide now if you will be remembered as a willing enforcer of tyranny, or as the soldier who finally had the courage to stand for humanity no matter the cost. And remember this: there is no medal, no parade, no flag, no excuse that will ever wash away the blood or the shame of what you've done to those who never deserved it.